Hello, BookTube. As you may have noticed, things look slightly different here on the channel. And if you're wondering why that is, and if you saw any of my last couple videos, you'll know I got new lighting. Yay! I'm gonna go ahead and take my glasses off now so that I'm not like battling that glare this whole time. Yes, I officially have some new lighting. That means all of my videos too now will be lovely and front lit and well lit and not yellow. I'm still trying to kind of figure out whether we're going to be down here in the office or upstairs at those bookcases. We'll probably continue to flip-flop as my schedule allows. I prefer to film up there, but some days the baby requires us to be downstairs in the basement. So today is one of those days. We are here to do a little chit-chatting about the shortlist. I try to keep my shortlist announcement video very succinct and precise. What I don't want to do is like sway or skew anybody's beliefs before they've had a chance to read anything and or vote. So if you haven't read any of the shortlist or most of the shortlist, or if you don't want to even risk being possibly influenced by a judge, don't watch this video. Otherwise, welcome to the BookTube SFF Babbles series. This is going to be a series of videos that goes up every Thursday while the BookTube SFF Awards are going on. I know a variety of different judges are trying to participate. If you'd like to participate, I will link the information down below in the Goodreads group, or to the Goodreads group where all the information is available. The schedule of like what videos are going up when, and kind of what the topics are and all that. Today we're just kind of, like I said, discussing the shortlist, which I said very, very briefly when the shortlist went up on Monday that I'm happy with. I've actually read pretty much all of the YA titles and pretty much all of the graphic novel titles. There's one in each category that I still have to read. I still have to read Illuminate and Descender. Otherwise, I have read all of the other nominees in those categories. The ones that I'm most behind on are obviously the short fiction. I say obviously because I don't really read a lot of short fiction, or at least a lot of like standalone short fiction that's not in a short fiction collection of some kind. So I'm really, really looking forward to both of those things. I'm kind of like meh about the Brandon Sanderson short fiction. I like Brandon Sanderson. I really like Brandon Sanderson. Don't get me wrong, but he's very well represented at all the SFF awards and awards list and honors and all that. He is more than mildly represented. So I'm like kind of excited to get through his short fiction, although I've heard it is completely standalone and is not Cosmere related. So if you're like a Sanderson completist and you're waiting to get through the Cosmere stuff before you get to the short fiction, don't worry about that. Don't worry about spoilers or anything. Apparently that's not an issue for A Perfect State. I am very, 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 very excited to get to Binti. I have read Summon and Nnedi Okorafor's other stuff, including her novel Lagoon that came out last year, which I nominated, but was apparently already published in the UK in 2014, so it wasn't eligible. Bummer. But yes, Lagoon is worth checking out. I'm very, very excited about getting to Binti. And then that just leaves the adult fiction. I've only read, no, wait, hold on. I think I've read 2 of the adult fiction titles. Let me think, because I read Uprooted. I think that's it. I actually think that I still have to read all of the other 3 adult fiction titles. I still have to read Shadows of Self by Brandon Sanderson, which again, I'm kind of meh about. I liked Sanderson's nominees last year's a little bit better. I'm just not too into the Wax and Wayne books. They're not my favorite. Flintlock fantasy is not necessarily my style unless it's like Flintlock pirate fantasy, in which case I'm all over that. But yeah, this whole like pseudo gunslinger Western vibe, I'm not really digging on. Apparently the second and third books get better in terms of tying back to the original Mistborn, so I'm very, very excited to see how that pans out. And I know we have some kind of diehard Brandon Sanderson voters on the panel, so it'll be interested to see how like the opinion kind of lands on both his long and short works this year. Otherwise, I think I'm probably, sorry, these little flyaways are bugging me. That's the thing about this lighting, is now I'm seeing things I didn't see before. I might actually have to start wearing makeup for you guys. But I am probably most excited for the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin. Everybody I know in the BookTube sphere who's picked it up has really, really loved it. And they didn't all love N.K. Jemisin's first writing, or her first novel. So kind of the switch and the preference for this one gives me really high hopes. And then of course there's V.E. Schwab. So sorry about that. I kind of hit the tripod. And by tripod, I mean the stack of books upon which my camera is sitting. So yeah, those are kind of just my general reactions to the shortlist. I do wish there was a little bit more science fiction. We went pretty fantasy heavy this year. I think that's just a matter of what gets nominated and when. I don't think there's really necessarily anything we could have done about it, but I do wish there was slightly more science fiction on the short list. I'm sure once the awards are over, we will be able to put up some numbers for you guys on some of the other titles that were nominated. But otherwise, yeah, leave your comments down below what you thought about the short list, what you're excited to get to, what you've already read and liked or didn't like. Let me know down below. And as always, you can like, subscribe, and check me out all over the internet. All right, guys. Bye.